Anyway, are we done?
Oh, hey, I just want you to know that I haven't tried to end the show, but homegirls tried to end it like 10 times.
No kidding. I started going.
Come on, boys.
That's because I know that this sissy Lala over here is going to freak out when he realizes how long we've been doing this show.
Leo, do not let her talk to you like that.
That was good.
It's interesting because
Yeah, he's in front of the camera.
I didn't want to be.
No.
I want no.
Don't mean this camera. I mean like your camera for your movie.
No, that I don't want to be again. That's why Leo's always like, "You're an actor," and I'm like, "No, I'm a filmmaker. I don't want to be an actor. I want to make stories
So why
and
are you
movies
actor?
because it's hard to find actors."
Oh.
So I'm like, "I'll fucking do it." And then it's always like when I did like a sex scene or something, they're like, "Oh, Charles wrote it," and I was like, "Because I wasn't supposed to be in it though. I don't want to be an actor at all. I don't think I'm good. I just don't like anything about it. I don't like talking in front of people really. Even when they call me on the phone, I'm like bored, and then I'm like text them right back like, "Oh, did you call?"
when you think about it, we're all acting. Life is just a stage. We're all acting a part.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because we're all different when we're alone.
Are we?
I am.
You're living life wrong, homegirl. I tell you this all the time. We talk about like social media things, and I'm like, homegirl, I don't know how much we should go in this on camera, but I'm just like, you need to be fake. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Like you need to put you need to be yourself, but 10 times more like
Out there.
Out there.
You're just saying be out there more.
Mm-hmm. That's fake.
I like being conservative.
So do I. Let me just be in my house alone. I'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't know. Like I didn't know how. I was terrified of doing speech and talking, but I found out that I was actually pretty good at it.
I don't know how you walked onto a stage with little undies and just, you know.
I know.
I would pass out. I would so pass out.
Are you sure? Because it seems like you can do everything that you have to do.
Oh, you know what? My dad would get mad at me a lot in high school because I would always, anytime anybody came to the door, anyone, I didn't know who it was, I would just go like super high out of my mind, just open the door, and I just had my boxers on. Because back then I was pretty proud of my body. Oh my God, like,
how old were you?
Like 16 to 18. That's 16 to 18. It was a crazy times for me. And he's like, everyone calls me brother. You're like, Brad, put the fucking clothes on. I would never have clothes on, ever. But the thought of it terrifies me. I've seen those. There's a lot of people there.
Yeah, it's different when you're obviously when you're doing like a posing routine, and then when you're talking, it's much of you're not verbally communicating.
They both give me anxiety thinking about it.
Well, you're non-verbally communicating with your audience.
Which one bugs you more? If you had to give a speech in front of 100 people, or if you had to pose in front of 100 people?
That's a good question because now you are good at doing.
You're
speeches.
really good at talking, Leo. I've heard you several times be like the acting job. I know you always say you're not, but I feel like you're very good in front of camera and talking.
Well, I think I've gotten better. I actually really good. I think I've done my own self-analysis, but I was way better than I thought I was going to be in front of people, and I seem to do better in front of people.
You remember the first time I met you?
Yeah.
Fredo came, and that was the first time, and I remember telling him after the shoot, Leo's good on camera.
Yeah, and I had a horrible experience when we first did our first video shoot.
The one with me?
No, this is going way back.
Wait, what shoot are you guys talking about? The ones here in the gym?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time I met
still very, very much in the beginning.
Yeah, but I mean, when we did our first one, it was a nightmare because I had to do like a lot of the introduction.
Oh.
To me, that's bad cameraman. Be like, work with me, motherfucker. Like, I can make people look good. Like, I just like, how much can you think that you can do? And you'll be like, I know I could say this much. Okay, say that much as good as you can, and I'll move the camera.
Yeah.
They won't know.
Yeah, no, this was brutal. And then if you made like one mistake, had it all over you.
Yeah, see, no, those are bad cameras. Who was working with you?
I forget now.
Was it? You're like, it was you guys.
But that was a shock to me. That was traumatic. I never wanted to get
It's embarrassing.
in front of a camera because, you have all these cameras on you and,
Mhm.
it was not
And
good.
everybody's waiting on just you.
Yeah.
I know. It sucks. It sucks.
No.
I know.
And then
Exactly.
that was good, but, we gotta have the right energy, more energy.
Uh-huh.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was awful.
So aren't you gonna be in his movie?
Yes.
You are too. All three of us are gonna have
I
a
said
good old time.
possibly.
No,
So.
she's in it. I was like, I said possibly. I said to me that's like a signed contract. You're signed on. Yeah. It's more embarrassing for me. I feel like because I have all these people like I'm making you guys do something, and then it comes to me and I like wrote it, and then I can't fucking do it.
Oh yeah, that is a lot of pressure.
And then everyone's like, "Come on."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh shit,
Acting's not easy.
it's not."
So how are you gonna? Are you excited to do his movie?
No.
Do you know anything about what you're gonna do?
No.
Wow.
I haven't told them yet.
I'm just I'm a superhero.
We did have my phone. We had somebody that we found someone that's gonna do the music. So he sent me some. He's like, give me a kind of an idea, and I'll kind of give you a vibe of what I'm gonna go for. Oh, it was amazing. I can't wait because we've never had someone do music for us, and we have the best camera that. Well, I've got to use some cool cameras in my day. This one's gonna be the best. I can't wait. I think this is gonna be really cool.
So is this like a movie? Like a movie? Like,
It's gonna be
like
like
an
a
hour movie?
all together it will be, but it won't be presented like that. It'll be like 10 minutes or to 15 minutes on YouTube, a couple of episodes. Because I don't think a lot of people, I don't think they would sit down and watch the whole thing. But if you give it to them in sections, I think they will.
This is the first time you're doing this?
No, you remember we did the Batman series? That one got like 300,000 views.
Wow.
And this is back in that world, like comic book stuff. So I'm thinking it'll be really big, hopefully.
Yeah.
Very exciting for you, Leo.
I know.
Is there gonna be a speaking part?
Uh-huh. How long has it been, Leo, since you fucked up your whole career?
You mean when I first did my first audition?
Yeah, what movie was it again? The Bodyguard?
Bodyguard.
How long has it been?
80 something.
80s. So like 3 decades later, you're coming back for revenge.
Yes.
How much speaking?
We're still, this is like one of the last scenes we're doing, or writing. We've already wrote like almost all of it. So we'll find out. I should know more by, I think me and Mike are going to get together this weekend. Me and my imaginary friend.
But getting back to why people are so afraid of doing speeches.
Oh my God, I'm totally.
You're gonna stop!
What I think helps is when you know your material.
But it's hard though. Like going back to Green Arrow or anything I do, I'm the one that wrote it. So
Yeah.
you think I would know it, but dude, I can't. I was like you in The Bodyguard. I'm like, I got this. And as soon as they say action, I'm like, what's my name?
Yeah.
I'm lost. I'm gone. I get like, you know what? When Dean and Jim, dude, I sit there and edit every day. I've been editing for years. Like, this is what I do for fun. I get off work and edit fun stuff. Like, that's all I do. They'll be like, can you move this real fast? And I'm like, what's a computer mouse? Like, I just get nervous in front of people. I get unbelievably nervous no matter what. Like, if
Interesting.
You guys have seen me play guitar, but if I was right here, right now, and you're
Yeah.
like, play a song, I wouldn't even be able to hold the guitar.
Is it easier for you to play in front of people you don't know versus people that you do know? It's easier for me to play to a crowd that I don't know or talk to a group of people that I don't know as opposed to people that I do know.
Still?
I think still. I mean, really, I'd just rather talk to people I just don't know.
I think mine's almost like that. So, like, guitar. Even if it's somebody I know, I would still be nervous, but I could probably do it. But if it's someone that, like,
You don't know?
no, someone that, like, their opinion's really going to matter,
Yeah.
Oh.
then, like, I'll just,
So-
no matter what, I'm going to be nervous, though.
So-
But that one, I'll just play.
Yeah, sometimes the comedians, they'll tell you that they rather do a show in front of a smaller group of people because it's more intimate.
Do that. I think that may be as hard as the bodybuilding.
When they do a show like in these big arenas, they're less engaged to the actual
A
people.
comedian?
Yeah, I heard from comedians more than one time.
Yeah, I think I've heard that too.
A lot of bands are like that too. They said that they would, and it depends on if they have anxiety or not. If they have anxiety, they'd rather play in front of 100,000 people.
Yeah.
So you don't see no one.
Right.
But if you want that intimate feel, they're like, I want to play a club.
Yeah.
You can see everybody. It's like 50 people.
I just find it really interesting that people that aren't necessarily people that are good in front of a crowd, that when they get in front of a crowd like that, they just change.
Mine is like,
They're a different person.
You know how I said the hair and stuff? When
Yeah.
I played guitar, I was hiding behind the guitar. You get what I mean?
Yeah. It's funny, a little thing like that can change the whole experience for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just interesting how many people are just I just watch interviews, and there are people that are out in front of people, and yet personally they're kind of shy and timid, and they kind of don't like it, but yet when they get in front of a group of people, they switch. Something happens.
When I play, I think that's the most not vocal, but I mean most crazy I'll be is when I'm playing guitar on a stage.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like straight naked doing backflips. Fine. Just having fun. It's fun.
But nervous still while you're doing it.
Well, so like when I played at the Whiskey Go-Go, you know what the Whiskey Go-Go is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I played there, I remember like it was so surreal. Like I was using the restroom, and it was like front down bathroom, like near, and then like I got out and I looked, and like the guitar player was with his girlfriend, and the drummer was right there like practicing, and then a guy with headphones and clipboard was like, "You guys have to go now." So they're like leading us backstage with all these lights because all the lights are off, and then the stage goes like downstairs. So they led us with the flashlights, and then the drummer went on, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking pass out. And then the drummer's like, and then we like ran and started playing, and then all the lights hit you because the stage is completely dark.
Yeah.
As soon as I hit though, I'm just fine. I'm like a whole different person completely.
God,
It's kind of like an athlete. Before a game, you're nervous.
Uh-huh.
And the minute in football, you take that first hit, everything's good.
What do you think would be harder? Because you've been on stage, you know.
Mm-hmm.
naked.
Yeah. That or like a small club being a comedian.
I think a comedian's like one of the hardest jobs.
Me too. Everyone's always like, why don't you make funny movies? I'm like,
I think that's one of the hardest
do you know
jobs.
how hard it is to be funny?
And someone who does stand-up comedy I'm like really amazed by them.
Me too. I just watched them. I'm like, this is fucking mind-blowing.
Because I try to picture myself there, and saying a joke and nobody laughs.
Yes.
Fuck, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I don't know if I can come back from that.
I usually make dramas because everyone knows what a drama is, or thrillers. But everyone's like, be funny. I'm like, dude, if I go like that would scare you. You know what I mean? Like a jump scare will scare everyone. But being funny, I can say a joke that makes you laugh, and then she's looking at me like, you are the dumbest fucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Dane Cook. You guys know Dane Cook?
Oh yeah.
Dude, he just opens his mouth, and I'm dying laughing. And I'm always watching it with other people, and I look over, and they're like,
Yeah.
There's a
this
certain
is
type of humor.
stupidest
Yeah.
fucking person I've ever heard. And I'm dying. I'm crying. Like this. No one's
Yeah,
making me laugh.
he's
like
a wild
it.
guy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can get that. I think for me, like, okay, you know the show The Office?
Mhm.
Do you laugh at The Office?
No.
Okay, see, I can't laugh at The Office
Are you
either.
serious? I've never met any, but everyone's like, that's like,
Is that Steve Carell?
yes.
Yes,
Everyone thinks that show's like God's gift to
I
the world. And I'm
cannot.
like, dude, I've never laughed.
do it. I do not have the same humor as that show. And so I'll sit there and watch with people, and they're laughing, and I'm like, no, that wasn't as funny as you guys are making it out to be.
Yeah,
I
feel the same
cannot
way.
do that with that show.
But I've never met anyone that doesn't like that show. That's crazy. I hate that show. It is not funny. Like, I
Have you
don't
watched
get
it?
Don't watch it. I don't think Leo would
No,
laugh.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I don't think he laughs through a lot of things.
I think the funniest sitcom on the planet, 2.5 Men.
No.
Yeah,
It was alright. When
2.5
Charlie-
Men.
When Charlie was in it, it was alright.
I still watch that. I am saved right now, and I watch them still, and I still laugh my ass off. Kutcher wasn't as funny, I don't think,
No.
but I don't know. I've watched him now like a second time around. The guy that was actually, I think, even funnier than Charlie was Alan, the guy that played Alan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
His roommate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His brother, who was the
his
elite,
brother?
brother who was the leash roommate, and his brother, and then the kid live with Charlie at the Malibu house. 2.5 Men.
Did you guys ever watch? Oh my God, what is it called? How I Met Your Mother.
Oh my God, that's my show.
No.
Yeah, that's my show.
That's
I
my
love that
show.
show. I feel like Ted. That's the first show that I watched that I'm like, I could really relate
Oh my
to this
God,
show.
you're like Ted. That's even funnier.
Who's Ted?
The kind of like
main
the
character.
yeah. He's trying to find his wife or his.
Is that the real
He's
thin
a
guy?
hopeless romantic, a funny hopeless romantic.
Is he a thin guy?
Like,
What?
A thin
yeah.
guy? What's his name? Real name?
What's up with the 21 questions? I don't know. I can't remember. I'm on the spot, so you're making me nervous.
I want to know who the guy is.
I don't know
The main
his
guy.
name.
You don't know his name? Really?
But yeah, no, that's my show right there.
How I Met Your
I
Mother?
get that humor.
Mhm. Me too. I fucking love it.
Did-
You would laugh at that one.
Didn't I show you that one episode? I told you.
Oh, you told me about this.
I can't say this on camera. I'll tell you off camera.
That guy is the thin guy that I'm talking about, that you were mentioning.
No, that's thin. He is not the main character.
Are you talking about Neil Patrick Harris?
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's fucking hilarious. When he comes in.
But that's not the guy you're talking about?
The way he acts in his suits,
Yeah.
that's how Leo is with his clothes. So I kind of compare them.
I love
He dresses
Neil
more like a
Patrick Harris.
dandy.
A what?
What am I talking Chinese? A dandy.
You keep
What's
on
a
going.
dandy?
I'm like, where you keep on going today?
A dandy.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's a dandy?
It's a style of dressing. More like a peacock.
Really?
You guys are too.
Like, yeah.
Well, when I look at you guys and your style, I can understand why you don't understand what the fuck I'm talking
I'm in
about.
my
Between
work
both of you, you
clothes.
guys are like half dressed.
This is just my.
Your style's like half
He
style.
always says that like us together makes one.
Yeah.
Uh,
You guys are almost stylish, kind of.
I'm in my work
it
clothes.
looks like we're chilling. Looks like we're having a good time.
Well, I don't know what your excuse is, but
Oh,
I'm in yoga clothes.
you're in yoga clothes all the time.
I work at a gym. I'm a trainer. What do you want me to do? You want me to wear my heels and my high thigh boots
I
and my
edit
tight
every day. What do you
jeans?
want me to be in a tux editing?
I think you work better. Here's what I've
He
noticed.
is true on that.
Here's what I've noticed. When I
Very
dress
true.
better, I work better, I think better.
Accurate. It's accurate. So we tested this theory
So why
out.
don't you start dressing better, Charles?
He has a book called Almost Handsome.
No,
And no, I'm not demeaning you.
No,
Really.
he did it to
I'm
me.
not.
He took me
That
from
much.
homeless to handsome. So we would go do these talks for when he was going and talking to these stroke survivors. And I would go in like whatever dress I had, and I'd put some heels on. I remember the first time we did it, he was like, he wasn't being mean, but he was like, "That's really like what you're gonna wear." And I was like, "Yes, it's the nicest dress I have." And he kind of showed me that that wasn't good. So then I had to go shopping for some dresses, and I was trying to find these dresses, and I was getting approval by him, and he was like, "No, that one's not good enough. No, that one's too dressy. That one would be really nice, but it's not as professional enough." And so then he picked this one out, and then I wore it, and I kid you not, I definitely
It
walked in
changes you.
there like 120% more confident. And I was
Guys,
like,
don't
"Dang it,
do
why are
anything
you
to-
right?"
I'm always in my.
Why are your hands in your pocket?
I'm,
Are you nervous?
You're making him nervous.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I'm a specialist at nonverbal communication. You're nonverbal communicating with your fucking hands in your pockets and your shoulders. You're doing this shit.
Okay, I'm just saying.
What's going on, Charles?
I'm always like chilling. I'm editing
So
at work. I'm like, who do I need to impress?
I know. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what your hands are doing down there in your pockets. Is that a form of being nervous? No, really.
Yeah, probably. Just like,
You know how people start like they fidget when they start
I
getting
thought
like
you were
a
going to say start foaming from the mouth.
fidget.
but scratching.
He is an expert at reading body language, so I just want you to know that he is constantly reading you.
If you ever need to know what she's thinking, I can
Constantly.
tell you by the way she's acting.
He's constantly reading. It's a lot of pressure. My first couple of years here,
And
it's
is
a lot
he
of
usually
pressure.
right?
Yes, and that's the scary part. Like we'd be talking and he'd be like, "Why are your legs pointing towards the door? Do you really need to go?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" And he pointed out to me, so then I got more nervous. And it was like I couldn't get away with anything with him.
Maybe your feet were just straight.
No.
Like,
There's more than one thing she was doing.
no, he's got a lot of stuff. And then he knows when I'm closed down. It's really weird. It sucks.
60% of what people say is nonverbal. 60.
I just look at the eyes. That's a good.
That's a pretty good tell. That's why they wear glasses when they play poker. Because the eyes tell.
I barely stopped wearing sunglasses like my whole life. Like maybe two years ago. I always had glasses.
Wait, so
I didn't
stop.
play those games. Mm-hmm. So
You know,
nobody
it's
could
just
see.
good
What
for
games?
your wrinkles on the face to not happen.
Play what? What games are you talking about playing?
What? What were you talking about? I'm talking about like. I don't even know what I said. What did I
Said
say?
something about you just stop wearing sunglasses because you don't play those games. What games?
Did I say that? No, I meant like so no one could see. So no one could see like what I'm really feeling or thinking when I'm talking. You get what I mean? Because you could usually get where
Got
they're
it.
coming from.
And so you're saying that now you don't wear glasses because you don't want to do that, right? Like,
Or are you more
okay with
comfortable
them-
now? You're more
I'm
confident.
You're okay with
I'm more
them seeing you.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
I'm just like, okay.
Well, here's what I want you to do from now on, Charles.
Oh shit.
Okay, this is like a small, some homework. When you're walking in a room or in front of people, slow down. Just slow down.
You've never seen me walk in a room.
I know, but I'm just saying,
Yes,
based on your nonverbal, the way you are in here right now. Okay, I would say that when you go into a room where you start feeling a little bit, I want you to own that room. That room is yours, and your movements need to be slow. Very
You
slow
know why I
and
came
methodical.
rushing through the door? Because I thought you guys would be losing your shit.
No, okay, so here's one thing that he asked me. So when you walk across a crosswalk in front of cars,
Mhm.
you've done that like recently-ish.
Well, have you ever?
More skating through a crosswalk, but not. I
Have
don't
you ever
really
walked?
walk.
Have you ever walked on a
I've never
crosswalk?
recorded you walking.
Yeah, I've walked, yes, on a crosswalk. But not like, probably not in like, I don't know.
Are you
a
looking
decade.
down or are you looking up?
Straight ahead.
Then you're confident. Most people look down.
I look down.
They feel really.
On a crosswalk?
Yeah.
Like, okay, like, let's say right now, if I walked out of here, I'd probably look down until I got to my car.
No, I'm talking about like
But
when you're walking
crosswalk?
where the cars
I
are.
don't I don't want to die by getting hit by a car.
No,
I'm like,
and a
look
stop
at my feet.
at a four-way stop.
Yeah, no, I'm
The cars
looking.
are stopped.
I'm looking like this. Yeah, but
Because a lot of people are self-conscious when they're walking because the cars are looking at
I
them.
don't think it's a confidence thing. I think it's I don't want to die. And I know people are dumb
I'm looking
driving.
down.
People are so dumb driving. It scares me every day. Every day I get in my car and I get to my place, I'm always like, thank God I didn't get hit by a stupid driver.
Yeah.
I think I have my sister pointed it out yesterday. She's like, you may have a phobia about death. I think I'm super weird about death. Jesus.
Are you talking about the dumbbell slamming?
Yeah. Scared me.
I know. I think about like the car that's coming down the road because I'm coming here early in the morning. It's dark,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm wondering. I'm coming in like around 4 in the morning.
Is he on his phone? Is he drink? Has he drunk?
Just come out of a bar,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they're gonna drift into my lane. I think about that.
Stupid things. And the car is like fast and strong and heavy. You know what I mean? Like you'll die.
See, like right now, even though your arms are closed in, you're not really closed down.
I'm not.
No,
Are you
you're not. No, because your legs are apart. Your hands are you're probably just a little bit cold, but you're not closed down. Emotionally, you're not closed down.
I'm not.
Now you don't pretend.
I told you he does that.
You know I do.
That's what's Charles Fidget.
And
And
my
then he's
shoes
watching-
been untied
and
for
then
like 30 minutes.
He
of filming.
purposely will do something to see if you mimic him back.
It's sinful.
No, seriously, that's how he like knows
They call it mirroring. Have you heard of
about
that?
you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Bet you haven't noticed him do it to you yet.
Mhm.
Oh, I bet you he does it to you at least twice every time he sees you.
No.
It's subtle.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Am I right?
it's subtle.
When we're doing the podcast or what?
I do it all the time.
Oh,
People.
okay.
It's funny to watch them like follow you. Not follow you, but their body movements.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's manipulation.
It is. It's like a whole different level. And I've had to work with that for 7 years. Can you imagine?
So when you rock in a crosswalk, you're looking forward to.
No, I actually look down. I've had to like retrain myself. I've noticed that I look down.
I don't think mine though is a confidence thing. I think I'm scared a car is gonna just like just take me.
So how's looking forward accomplishing
Because I could see
your
cars now
peripherals
instead of my feet.
Oh, I see.
I'm like, why
You
you guys
can't
looking
see
at your
cars
feet?
when you're looking at your feet? You don't have peripheral vision?
Homegirl. Okay, look down. Look down.
I can't look down.
How many fingers do I have?
Well, you think a car's really going to be above my head?
Okay, look down again. Look down again. I'm gonna go to the side. How many fingers do I have? No, I saw you. You look.
I don't need to see how many fingers you're holding up. I can see your hand up. Watch. Do it again. I'll tell you when your hand's up.
Wait,
Went up and down.
Okay, but here's the difference. I'm like right next to you. The car is gonna be like
I
where the
can
door's
still see the door.
Homegirl. I could see how she would be. She would just fight with you just to fight with you.
No,
Right?
really.
You
doesn't.
have to be right
No,
kind of
look
person,
down.
huh?
Look
Okay.
down.
Mhm.
You're going to tell me you can't see the
I
door.
can't see in front of me. So what if if you're crossing a crosswalk, what if a car is turning right here? You get what I mean? So like if here's a crosswalk.
You really only need to worry about the cars coming that direction and
No,
this
because
direction.
look, you're walking this way, here's a store, here's 7-Eleven, and then there's a car coming like this, and he's like, fuck the pedestrian, because that's how people in cars are. Like, fuck people. We won't kill them in my...
I can see over there. I can see everything right
If
here.
you're looking straight down,
I
homegirl...
don't know if I'm that low. I'm not like looking at my heels.
You guys said you're looking at your feet. I just pay attention to what's going on around me. That's what I'm trying to say. When I go into restaurants, I'm paying close attention to everything. What people are. I could hear like people having straight conversations. You know what I mean?
Oh, I can do that too if I focus on like
Mhm.
a group. When I run, I do pay attention to my surroundings a lot more.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
there was
you
this car the other
definitely
day, and I was really watching it because it passed me and then it turned and then it rotated and I went across and it like waited
So
so I
when
could
you're
cross
running, you're paying good attention. When you're crossing crosswalks, you're looking at your feet.
Because I told you, running that is,
Oh
I
yeah,
had
for
to
a
pay
woman
attention.
and
Yeah.
at night probably too, right?
and I'm not that stupid. I'm
Evening,
stupid,
though?
but I'm not that stupid.
Well, you're here until like mid-afternoon, no? So it's like evening.
No, it's like 1 o'clock.
Oh,
Let's just
okay.
tell everybody my running schedule now.
In the Tulare area.
Yeah, so I'm
Las Pina and Prosperity.
Stop it. And then I even had to turn around and like watch it, and it went past me, and then it rotated and turned again. I was like, oh no, dude, I have my eye on you. So I would like run and like look
That's
and
weird.
run and look. I've had like 2, 3 days.
I can't even like. I'm all like. I keep on moving like. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Let me just act like I'm chill.
You need a straight jacket.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just like
Now you're
moving too
apologizing?
much. No,
Now you're apologizing. Don't ever apologize in front of him.
okay.
I'm sorry, Leo. Hey, little FYI, guys, we definitely went over 30 minutes.
So is it time to go?
Why is
Well, I don't know.
your
Charles is the one that's over here like
13:44?
so busy that he has to like fit us into his schedule.
Oh. I'm a busy man.
Are you sure that it's that, or it's not you
Charles.
prioritizing?
Tell me that again.
I'm a super busy person.
Huh.
Your
eyes, man, when you're saying that shit, your eyes are going to the left and up.
Oh, were they?
You couldn't hold you when you went to tell me that shit. Your eyes darted.
And I like looked at her, and then I looked.
Both
like,
times I asked you that, your eyes darted up to the left. Up to the
No,
left.
okay, listen. So
Look at me when you say
I
that.
have my job. You guys know. Then I do 2 things for you. Then I do 2 things for you. Then I have another job at the hotel. So that's 4 things already. And then I have school, and school is kicking my ass. It's crazy. Like in 1 week, I just got like, no joke, I'm not over exaggerating, none of that actor over exaggerating. I got like 40 projects from 1 week, and I'm like, oh my. A lot of it's extra credit, but I'm a person that needs extra credit. So
Because of your grades?
I'm just nervous. This is my first time going back to school since how long has it been?
Why are you asking us?
Oh yeah, well I always forget that you're like
a baby
22.
compared to you.
Yeah.
I'm not 22. Let's just start putting my age out there, my running schedule, my location, guys. Jesus.
So yeah, I want to. And when I was in school, like as a kid, whatever, back in high school and all that, I just ditched all the time. Just got high. I didn't. School did nothing for me. I didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I try to like really focus on school. It's nerve-wracking, I guess, after all these years.
I was always a really good student.
I was horrible.
You were a really good student?
Yeah.
What was your
Motivation?
No.
What
were your grades?
They were like B's and A's.
What?
Why are you so surprised?
Oh my god, I don't know.
You know what I would do?
That surprises me.
Go into get my report card, and then get a little piece of paper, cut it, put
You
my fake grade,
would.
go to the library, reprint the shit, you know?
Wow.
Uh-huh.
No, all my teachers told me I was a very good student
I just gave them an idea.
because my dad would have.
Yeah, but now there's like Photoshop and shit,
Oh,
man. If
yeah.
I had Photoshop, I would get grounded a lot.
I couldn't because I was playing sports and I had to maintain a
Oh,
certain
yeah.
grade average.
Yeah.
And plus, my dad was like, if I was acting up at school. Back then, they used to paddle us
At the school.
at the
time.
school,
Yeah,
corporal
that's
punishment.
Crazy. That's
So
crazy.
you know, when I came home, he'd say, "Hey, how's school?" Good.
He's like,
I
oh,
never,
yeah?
I never wanted
Let
to
me see that ass.
Yeah,
boy.
I never
That's
wanted-
fucking paddle
never
party.
wanted to tell him I got paddled because I got paddled a few times. Overall, it's a good student.
Did
I
you
got,
get paddled in front of the whole class?
oh yeah, in gym class.
That's fucking weird.
That's what they did back then.
That's
That
so
is weird.
Yeah, that's what they did.
The girls do?
I don't remember the girls
There's
getting
so
paddled.
much
They
wrong
had
with
to.
this. This is
But what our coach did, we had the football coaches. I still remember this. What they would do is that if they're going to paddle you, you'd have to grab one of the coaches, like he'd be facing away from you. You grab him, he bends over, so then your ass is. Do you see what I'm saying? Your ass is like up in the air,
Dude, this reminds me of that one
and the other coach would paddle the shit out of you in front of everybody.
You remember that one movie where
Wait,
the
wait,
seniors would paddle
I'm
the
still
freshmen?
confused on where the first coach is at.
Okay, so there would be like, I back myself to you like this. You grab
back
me
your
around
way.
my neck,
So
and I hold on to you, your arms, and I bend over this way.
And they're holding on to you?
No. Yes, my arms. And I'm
from behind.
I'm behind them. No, he's different. I'm behind them. I'm behind them. And they bend over, so your ass is exposed.
yeah, so
Not bare ass. You're just.
Oh, so you're hugging them.
Yes.
Like this way.
Yes.
Okay,
but
they
where's
go-
your head?
My head is like on his shoulder.
And then he sticks his butt out.
No, he bends over.
Yeah.
Because when he does that,
He bends over, which forces you to bend over.
I bend over and my rear end's up in the air. Can you see that?
Oh God! I mean,
you
I
can't
think I
visually
can.
see that?
This is fucking weird.
Wait,
You can't see
that's the
that?
best part about
This
this,
was
podcast.
only the PE teachers too, huh? Because they're always fucking weird.
Well, that particular thing that they did was in PE.
Yeah. So let me get this correct.
Was he married?
No,
He wasn't, huh?
I was
Let me
only
get this
I was
right.
13.
So you
Not
put
you,
your
the
hands.
PE teacher.
Oh,
You put your hands. You went on. You went.
Jesus,
So,
Kara.
girl, if
The fuck,
your
it's not
teacher
that
would hold
difficult.
them like this,
Yeah.
and they would go back.
He's
So
a-
then the other teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, so your PE teacher's butt was basically pushing your pelvic out.
Yes,
So his butt was on your.
his butt was on my
So
Johnson.
much wrong
Yeah.
with this. You got it. I know you're like, your mind's blowing. No, yeah, that's why I said PE teachers are fucking
What?
weird.
Yeah.
So then every time you got hit,
Wow.
She's dying over here.
We
You got
didn't-
it. You got it from like moment one.
I was thinking there's no possible way that I'm right now.
Dude, PE
Yeah.
teachers
So
and
every
little
time
boys,
he paddled you, you were hitting the other one and hitting the other one.
They wouldn't always get us in that position, but that was
here
one
we
of the
go.
Woo!
that was one of the things they did.
That's awful.
And then
How old were
Mrs.
you?
Mose, huh? I was in 8th grade,
Oh my
so you're
God.
like 12.
12.
How'd you reach the teacher's neck? You're that tall?
Well, they weren't that tall.
They're PE teachers, you know,
Okay,
those who
let's
can't
get
teach.
Let's get an 8th grader.
PE.
8 years old? Let's put an 8-year-old behind you and see if that works right now.
Oh,
Dude,
come
they're
on, Karen.
fucking tall now.
Come on.
When I go to my kids' schools, I'm like, That guy's at least 30. Who the fuck is this kid? They're all tall. Have you not been on the school?
We used to get a choice because all the teachers had paddles, all of them in the room.
So fucking weird.
That is really
Do you
awesome.
think it's weird now or no?
No, I think it should put it back in.
What?
And
Oh,
I knew he would.
kick
I
somebody's
knew.
ass
They
when
should.
he touched my kid.
They should. They should.
No.
And Mrs. Mose, do you remember teachers like that? Because it's traumatic. Mrs. Mose, Mrs. Mose is a female, in case anybody's wondering.
I don't
She
think I
was
can
big
laugh.
though, huh?
I don't think I can laugh.
Mrs.
anymore.
Mose would ask you,
Like laugh.
do you want to get paddled with the paddle that has the holes or the paddle without holes?
I'd want without, right?
It's without, right?
No,
It's
with. No, without.
Yeah, without.
Yeah, because with the holes, they get a lot of speed going
Oh.
because of the airflow, and it hurt a lot more. Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
So when we go home, if I told my dad that I got spanked, he'd spank me even harder. It was different back then.
My dad's hand was worse than the belt.
Oh yeah,
It was
I would
different
have-
back then.
I know we're probably not supposed to say this nowadays. It's all frowned upon. But yeah, I would have a big ass fucking handprint on my fucking.
Yeah, we were really young. It was
Yeah.
still loud when we were.
I mean, my parents, they spanked us with a barn hose.
I
They'd
would-
fold the barn hose.
I would never. I can't even imagine hitting my kid.
Yeah.
You've never spanked your kid?
No. I'm trying to think like.
Guess what Karen's done?
I think like it would be very easy because so if you're spanking, it's because you're frustrated. Be honest.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
God, no.
Listen
No.
how frustrated you are right now.
No. That's not it at all.
So
I
what do you
learned-
do, Karen?
Frustrated with your
No, I learned in the very
poor little.
beginning. No, I learned in the very
Defenseless,
beginning.
innocent kid can't defend
Uh-huh.
himself.
So you're like.
Bend over!
No, I learned that if you ever discipline your child, you needed to first get a grip of yourself. So I never, ever disciplined him until my emotions
Okay,
were
tell me
attacked.
this. Let's get into this one. So when you spank him, what are you teaching him?
Oh, I barely spank him.
Okay, I don't think that.
Barely.
My mind's already blown that you spanked him, so I don't think you're spanking. But when you did, what do you think is happening?
When I spank him,
Mhm.
that he is going to be scared of that happening again. because it's so
Exactly my
painful.
problem with it. That's it. My mind's blown that you said that.
Oh no, that's what I'm doing.
Okay,
It's because my kid only gets spanked for one thing. And do you want to know what that one thing is? It's if he lies. And that's because his dad.
Your dad was a fucking liar.
No, it's his dad. His dad is a very good liar. I knew it is genetic.
So you know what
So
you're doing?
is she
You're
taking
making him-
out her frustration
Nope.
of her
No.
ex-husband lying
No,
on
no.
her kid?
That's what
No.
I'm saying, but I'm
So
just
get
joking.
this.
But here's the.
So get this. But my kid knows. Get this. My kid
But I'm
knows.
just joking.
Before that ever happened, I told him he could come to me with the truth, and no matter what it was, if he told me the truth, he would not get in trouble.
I respect that a lot.
So when he did not listen to that and lied, it hurt me. But I had to show him that I told you this is what would happen. I had to follow through. I'm a single mom. My boy will run all over me.
Here's the problem with that, though. The reason I don't spank is for the very reason why you are spanking him, which is the lying. As in, when I got spanked, I was like, okay, I'm not going to get spanked again. But what do you guys think that means? That I'm never going to do nothing wrong? No, it means I'm going to be a better liar. You're
Oh.
not going to catch me.
Nope, because he tried to do that.
Yeah, but he's still
And then
young.
he
You have
got
a sweet
straight.
young little boy. He's going to get older.
No.
He's going to be like, I'm going to be the best. You're turning him
No.
into your husband.
No, because
Uh-huh.
now my kid will come up to me 2 days later and be
Okay.
like, hey, I need to tell you the truth about something. It's becoming a thing
Dude,
he
that's
says.
so me. Like,
No, it's great because he
It is
tells
great.
me and I literally, whatever it is, I'm always
But-
so chill about it. And he's like, wow. He came to me shaking and being like, he did not want to tell
you're
me the
messing him
truth.
up, girl.
No, I'm not.
When I do one thing wrong, I hate, like, I see people, like, cheating and basically killing people, and I'm like, how do you guys sleep? I do one little lie, like an innocent lie, and I have, like, a panic attack throwing up
Oh my God.
until I tell the person.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, I lied, Leo. I could have came to the podcast, but I just didn't. Like, I would have to tell
Were
you.
you really sick that one night?
One time. No, if I wasn't, I would have told you guys. Like, I can't. I get, like, super weird.
Yeah,
Probably
okay.
'cause I got
I don't
beat.
think I don't think that he'll be that way because now he comes up to me and he's like, hey, I have to tell you the truth about something. And he tells me and it's bad and I'm like, okay, thanks
That's
for
like
letting me
Will
know.
Smith, and then they have that 30 minutes a week or something, like at the where they have that thing, like a little stick or something. They go around and basically like tell us anything you want without being judged. Get in
Yes.
trouble. But if we find out about it not in this time, then you're gonna get.
That is exactly how I do it, but I don't have a 30-minute thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so me and my kid, he
What's
will
this
come
sort of
to
like
me.
their family time once a week?
Yeah, well, he will come to me and he doesn't get in trouble. And whatever it is, I tell him we'll deal with it together. Because I want us to always have a relationship. I know he might lie to other people and he might lie to teachers, but as long as it's not me. So it's like if you do something, if he does something really, really bad at school, let's just say he freaking painted the wall and he wasn't supposed to, and he lied to the teacher about it, and then he comes to me and tells me the truth, I'll help him figure out the right way to handle that situation. I don't want him to try and handle things by himself.
I'm very lucky. I'm very chill, and my exes are. So my kids like.
You could be biased on that decision right there.
No, I know. Like I know. Like I don't give a fuck about anything. Like just treat people with respect and you're cool. You know, to anybody, my kids or anybody. You know, but I know that my exes are like very.
How old is your son?
10 and 3. 4. 10 and 4.
Oh my.
10 and 4. A lot of pressure. You put me on the spot. So,
is that your final answer?
That's my final answer. So they'll always come to me like with stuff I know they're not going to their mom for a fact.
Okay, see, and that's what I wanted my son to do.
It's going to change for you guys when they get into the 12, 13 years of age.
No, not my boys.
I'm really trying. I know there's a
I'm too
possibility.
cool. I don't think they look at me like a dad. They're like, there's my best friend.
I think that's a mistake.
I think it is too, but
I think my son looks at me as both. I think he looks at me as like, that's my best friend, and then he's like, oh my god, if I pissed her off, all hell's gonna go loose.
I think I don't know. I'm into like weird shit that I don't think typical
Well,
kids are into.
Yeah, I don't know if spanking is necessary, really. It could
I
be.
don't think
I think it has to
do
be.
it.
I think maybe it needs to be just more consequential, and they need to know that it's going to be consequential. Because I would tell my kids, for example, I said, look, if you do this and this, just so you know that there's some guidelines, this is what's going to happen to you. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
And they would say yes, and I would say, well, then explain to me what Dad just said to you. And then when they screw up, then I would follow through on what we talked
That's
about.
what he taught me when I first met him, and I actually do that with Liam. So Liam does not get spanked. Very, very, very rarely does he get spanked. I've probably done it twice.
Yeah, my kids didn't get spanked, not hardly at
It
all.
was only those 2 lies, twice in 7 years, but mainly it's like we talk about a lot of stuff, and he clearly knows what I expect, and he really tries to follow it, and he, like, literally my kid will be like, I'm going to go put myself in timeout, because he knows that he just did something wrong. Like, I don't even have to yell at him.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, when would I have to discipline my kids? Because now I'm like, am I letting them walk all over? And I'm like, they don't really ever do anything. And if they do, like, there was once that, like, one of my kids have really crazy, like, an afro. Well, no, now it's long, but when it's, like, kind of shorter, it's like an afro, like, crazy. The older one got a toy stuck in his hair, and they got scared to tell me, so he just, like, ripped it out. So ripped out a whole bunch of hair. And when I went into the room, I was like,
This is your 10-year-old?
yeah. So I was like, oh, are you okay? What happened? And then my 10-year-old, so basically what I'm trying to say, usually what happens, I don't have to discipline them because as soon as I do a face, I guess I'm like I look upset.
Yeah.
Both of them will start crying. And they're like, I'm so sorry that it upset you. I'm like, okay.
I never had that situation with my kids, like saying that stuff to me.
Yeah, they look. The reason I always tell you, like, dude, I don't want my kids to get old. They look at me like a god, not like a dad.
Yeah.
Like, they think everything I touch and do is just like.
See, when they get 12, 13 years old, that changes.
It's gonna kill me.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you're not going to shit.
The time they're that age, well, no, Dylan, that's gonna be a couple years, but the time Shiloh's that age, I'm gonna be like an old man on the deathbed. So. Yeah, I know. That's only like.
Did I tell you about the time when my oldest son ditched class one time at lunch? I ever tell you about this?
One time?
That I know of. He ditched.
I would have done this.
I knew who's not the principal, but the one that was underneath the principal, not the vice principal. There's another one. Anyway, point is, I knew one of the people that were up there, and I told him, I said, "Hey, if my kid ever ditches, it's not in school, just call me," because my gym was not that far away from. It's in Visalia, and he called me. He said, "You told me to call you." He said he ditched his fourth period of the class after lunch. He ditched. It's okay. So I thought I told you that.
You did.
So I went down there at the next day at lunchtime in the quad. I walked onto the campus, And I came walking on the campus. I said, Shane. Everybody looks at me, and I knew a lot of the kids from sports. I said, where's Shane? Then the kids that knew me, they're yelling at Shane. Shane, your dad's here. So like he was totally mortified that I was on campus. And I said, which is the class that you ditched? He told me, I said, let's go, and we're going to go walk over there. You're going to apologize to your teacher. We went over there, apologized. And I said, look, if I need to come and sit in front of your classroom, just to make sure that you're in that classroom, I will do that. And I said, look, I'm not going to tell you I didn't ditch and do all this stuff. This is what you were talking about just a little before. I said, be smarter than that. Don't get caught. I ditched. I'm not telling you not to, like I was a saint. I ditched, but I didn't get caught.
Yeah.
Do a better job.
How do you not get caught ditching?
Right?
Yeah, but he got caught while he was ditching. Of course, they're going to be like, hey, Leo just didn't come to class, so they get it. But I mean, his son got caught like while he was doing it. Dude, my mom would get letters all the time. Like, if your son misses one more day, we have to take you to court. I would ditch like every day.
Oh my gosh.
You know where I was going? To my mom's house. Because she did the same thing. And eventually she was like, stop ditching where I don't know where you're at. That scares me. Like, you're still a kid.
Yeah.
If you're going to ditch, bring whoever you need to the house.
Yeah.
So we would go to my mom's house and drink and play blackjack.
I never ditched.
What?
Not even on senior ditch day.
Oh, you don't even know what you're missing, homegirl.
I was a goody-goody teacher.
That's horrible. I'm so sorry. It was so fun. Ditching was like a thrill, huh?
Yeah.
I had thrills, just other ways.
I don't think so.
Like chasing ghosts.
Are we talking about high school?
It's a whole different story.
Anyway, and my kids turned out fabulous. I mean, they were actually better kids than I was. I wasn't like a tyrant or like, I don't think, hard to handle with my parents because sports kept me really focused. I had to be at practice, but I raised a lot more hell than my kids did.
I think if you raise hell when you get older, you're more calm. And people that didn't, it's like, I haven't lived life yet.
Yeah, so they rebound and compensate.
Mm-hmm.
But no, my kids were actually, that I know of, maybe they just took heed to what I said, and they did a better job of doing it than I did, doing shit that I just didn't catch them.
It's like Christians. I don't want to bring up the whole religion thing, but Christians are like the craziest, most wild people I know. And I'm like, if you were a normal person, you wouldn't be so wild. Like, relax. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. It's the Christian girls.
Yeah, some of those, they were
you know insane. What I'm saying? Yeah, they're like insane.
They were so suppressed for so long that when they let go, they let go.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like crazy. That's why you have to live life a little bit. Definitely while you're younger.
I didn't live life.
Son. Let him live life where he's going to be way too crazy.
I'm okay with him living life.
As long as they're being safe and respectful.
As long as he tells me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I care about. Just tell me. Mm-hmm. Hey, and we've even had this conversation, because he's like, oh, I'm never going to drink when I'm a young kid. I'm never going to do that. Like, he'll see a movie or something. And I don't really say you are, but I'm like, if you did put yourself in that situation right now, would you call me or would you drive? And he looks at me and I was like, because I'd rather you call me. Again, if you don't lie and you tell me the truth, blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, okay. And then he's like, I'd call you. And I was like, and you know what, dude? I wouldn't say one word to you. I'd pick you up. I wouldn't say one word back. And then maybe the next morning we would talk about it, but you would not get in trouble. As long as you just tell me. So, I mean, I know he's going to do that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard being a parent.
It's hard being a single parent. A single woman parent
I agree.
of a boy.
It's hard being
if you had a little girl, it'd be hard.
It's just hard in general being a single. I think all the time, like, there's a lot of things I have to miss out on because I'm like, I don't have a partner to help me or like even like just for you, a guy talking to your son, or for me, a girl talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, this is so hard.
Yeah.
It's really
you got to
hard.
play both roles.
But I think even being just parents, even if you did have the other, it's still hard. Being parents like the hardest thing you can do.
What cracks me up is when, like, new parents, Well, if it was my kid, before they're ever parents, if it was my kid,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I do.
Uh-huh.
And then with their parents, it's like totally different.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know how as a parent you pick your battles very wisely,
Mm-hmm.
and then if somebody's around, they're like, yeah, I wouldn't give my kid that candy while we're all sitting here hanging out and he's starting to whine. I wouldn't give him that candy. And it's like, no, really, you would do anything to make that kid just stop for a minute because you're hanging out with friends for the first time in 5 years.
I hate when anybody says anything with like kids. I'm like, dude, just don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Every human and every
We all parent
interaction
different.
is all different. Like,
Yeah, there's no book on it.
There's
really.
no
Yeah.
book.
like stop. I don't know why we judge others so much. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, dude, just live and let live.
I think people that judge are basically maybe they're insecure.
Yeah.
Because we all have skeletons in the closet. So do I judge you harshly because it's
I still got fresh bodies in mine.
yeah. Anyway, are we done? Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
I just want you to know that I haven't tried to end the show, but homegirls try to end it like 10 times.
No kidding. I started going.
It's like, come on, boys.
That's because I know that this sissy Lala over here is going to freak out when he realizes how long we've been doing this show.
Leo, do not let her talk to you like that.
That's good.
Did those folders fall? Okay, then, yeah, I guess we'll say.
Okay.
Hey, wait, before we've been getting tons of views, we should tell them thank you again. That one, one of the earlier ones.
Yeah.
Talking about the cookie
It's got like 800, right? 800
Yeah,
views.
so one of them's really high.
Oh, very cool.
Mhm.
Well, yay.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
same
we're
show.
gonna have to do another food one because that one was so fun. I had fun just watching it again.
It was a good one. I had fun watching it too, and actually, I think that was one that started getting like shared
Oh yeah,
and started getting a little bit more movement.
that's
Being
cool.
talked about.
That one was fun. And I watching me drink the Diet Pepsi and the coffee. I was like, well, we'll have to drink something nasty again.
Sounds good.
All right, so we out.
We out.
Yeah.
Till next time.
We'll be right back.